Let's
This is the lockpicking lawyer.
oh, there we go. It's the lockpicking lawyer, as he says. All right.
This is the lockpicking lawyer, and what I have for you today is an old Soviet mortise lock that I know very little about, other than it cost 13 ruble 20 kopek back when it was made, and it takes these really cool extra long keys. They're so long because they need to reach through both sides of the cylinder. Another interesting aspect about this is that it takes 3 full turns to fully unlock. Now, it didn't take long for me to realize that the key is longer than a standard lockpick. I was about to brood over that unfortunate fact when I remembered that I own a lockpick company. So I emailed our not-so-civil engineer telling him I needed an extra long rake. An hour later, he presented me with this
Oh
monstrosity,
my
prompting his envious
Christ.
smile. Realizing I might need to be a little bit more
Okay. Sorry. I have to do this. I have to do this. This is a you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about meme.
Realizing I might need to be a little bit more specific, we sat down and came up with these. So, new tools in hand, let's see what it takes to get this
I
open.
wonder if these will be available on his site. This is not a condoning of any
Okay, there's
illegal
one pick,
lockpicking.
2 picks, and just to keep an unnamed engineer back at Covert Instruments headquarters happy, we're going to use this extra long guy. And pick number 3. Okay, folks, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this lock. If you do have any questions or
I mean, it
comments
definitely
about
gave a
it,
laugh.
please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.
Dude, that's oh my gosh. That extra long rake. I mean, that's an interesting instrument to have to your collection. I mean, he is LPL after all. He's like literally the most famous lockpicking channel on YouTube. So, hey, it makes sense you'd have some unique tools to your arsenal. Right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Right. Let's check out oh dude, I don't know. I wanna react to one more and then I'll end the stream, I think. We'll probably host Ari or something. I don't know how long she's been going for. She might be ending soon. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see.
This is
Or
the
stop stalling. All right.
lawyer, and I have a really interesting lock for you today. Those of you who have been with me for a while may recall video 5.7
I love his video so much.
entitled Pick Proof Your Quickset for Under $1. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link in the description below. But in that video, I credited a vintage lock for inspiring the modification I made. This is that vintage lock. It's the Heinz key system which Seagull put into a variety of their products starting in the late 1960s. This cylinder was sold as part
Dude, the
of
best thing is
so-called
like he gives history lessons on these.
deadbolt system. The Heinz key system has 2 main
And he does his research. He does a lot of research.
It would be very difficult to drill because of the hardened insert you see at the top of the plug.
But I mean, it's
and
lockpicking. You kind of
hardened
expect a
around
lot
it.
of research, I guess, but
Second,
like not
any
into the
attempt to
history of the
pick
locks
this lock by the
necessarily.
unwary is very likely to actuate a trap, which will cause the cylinder to seize up and prevent any means of non-destructive entry. That means no picking, and even the key will cease to work. So,
Oh my
you have one chance
gosh.
to pick it, and if you mess up, it's game over. However,
That's
this
a brutal
does have
system.
a weakness, and the weakness is that it's a very distinctive lock. I'll know from 10 feet away that this is the Heinz key system, and I'll also know that the trick to defeating it is setting the pin stacks on slots 2, 3, and 4 to the second shear line. That'll make a little more sense once I show you what's inside, but before we do that, we'll need to pick this open. So, let's put this in a vise and get to picking.
Holy cow, one chance to pick it.
I'm going to use this wiper insert as a turning tool.
That is insanely
and
brutal for a
immediately
lock.
in 18 thousandths.
That's actually, I mean, unironically, probably the strongest
Okay, little
lock.
click out of 1. 2 is binding. click out of 2, but recall on 2, 3, and 4, we need to go to the second shear line. Okay, we got that to the second shear line. Moving on to 3.
So it's whenever you use 2
clicks? That
clicks?
to the second shear line. And I think I've done that. Moving on to 4.
One more click. There's a small one. There's the big one.
Click out of 4, and let's push that to the second shear line.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
before I
so
move on, I'm going to
you have
check
to just
2,
know
3,
what
and
the
4
second shear
again,
line is,
just
maybe?
to make sure they're where I left them. And it's a good thing I did, because number 3 has dropped down. I have that back where I put it before. Okay, I think 2, 3, and 4, which was where our trap pins are correctly set. So let's move on to 5 and 6.
Oh, and then you set the other
off a little
ones.
bit of tension because I probably overset something on 2, 3, or 4. Back to 5, click there. 6. Okay, click out of 6. We
Wow.
should be, there we go. We got this open. And the trap did not engage. Okay, let's take this apart and I'll show you what's inside.
That's probably the hardest lock I've seen LPL ever do.
To disassemble this, the first thing we need
It's like
to
it
do is
destroys
remove
itself if it
the
doesn't
screws
work.
on the back. Then I will need the key and a follower, and the plug should slide out. Okay, this plug looks pretty normal with one exception. You can see circular grooves milled next to slots 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I'll show you what those grooves are for in just a moment. But first, let's drop the key pins out. They should be
I love when he does
standard.
this, like when he guts a lock. This is like kind of interesting to see how the locks work.
Now
How
let's
any
move
lock
on
works,
to the
really.
driver pins. Number 1 should be standard, and it is.
Oh, that's
Now,
why he
number
uses the
2 is where
follower.
things start
It's much
getting a
easier to
lot
like
more
keep things from being
interesting.
lost.
The first thing
I can only
come out of
imagine he
slot
likes putting
2
the
is a small wafer.
putting the locks back together after he's finished
And
with
the
them.
second thing to come out of slot 2 is a hollow pin. Let me show you what that hollow pin is for. If the hollow pin is exposed to this round groove on the cylinder, it will drop down and lock up. The cylinder will not be able to move. If, however, this little
Oh.
wafer is in between the hollow pin and that circular groove, it will glide right over. And that's how the trap pin works. When you pick a lock, you're most likely to hit the first shear line, which will expose
C'est
that hollow
intelligent.
pin,
C'est
the
intelligent.
circular groove, and
That
will
is-
lock things up. The key, however, lifts it past that first shear line and allows everything to operate smoothly. So we should find the same arrangement in slots 3 and 4. Here's our wafer in 3
There's the wafer and there's the hollow.
and our hollow pin from 3.
Oh, that's 5-head. Actual 5-head energy.
Wafer in 4. And our hollow pin in 4. Then 5 and 6 should be standard. And indeed they are. Now we can drop these pins out. Nothing unusual about them.
And now's the outro.
Okay, folks. Before we wrap up, I should address one comment that I know I'll get from my more savvy viewers. And that is, you should have used a plug spinner to bypass the trap. Well, I did try one, 10 times in fact, and it worked once. Given that you only have one chance to bypass the trap, I don't think a plug spinner is a viable option.
Oh, dang.
So, that's all I have for you today on the Heinz key system.
Already calling out
It's
the
a
bad
really nice
comments
old
before
lock.
they even roll
It's
in.
made with more attention to stopping picking than most of its modern equivalents. In any case,
Then again,
that's all I have for
listen.
you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, I guarantee you 100%, as soon as he mentioned trap.
It is setting the pin stacks on slot.
Wait.
So you have one chance to pick it, and if you mess up, it's game over.
As soon as he said this, I guarantee you, people just like instantly, just as soon as he said it, they're just like, actually, LPL, you can use this. I mean, it's always like that with YouTube comments. I mean, you say something and like, people are gonna instantly pause the video and they're gonna go, "Oh my gosh, you said this thing." Yeah, I don't know. YouTube comments are something else, man. YouTube frogs are something else in general, really. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's just something. I don't know.
Waiting for you right here, I don't know what to fear, I lost my mind. Waiting for you right here, I don't know what to fear, I lost my mind.